And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
So I just got a chance to play Ghost Fightin Treasure Hunters, which is a great name, Ghost Fightin Treasure Hunters. Designed by Brian Yu, was nominated for the Kinderspiel des Jahres in 2014. It's about going into a house with ghosts and getting treasure. It's a cooperative game for kids with some really neat little ghost rubbery pieces. Just sounds like fun. I'm always a little wary about these games going to a house, and this game has a mechanic that I'm not real pleased with usually, which is roll and move. Well, let's take a look at this game and see if it's good. I hope. So in this game, there's a basic and an advanced game. In both games, you're trying to get gems. Get to these rooms and get gems. The difference is there's some harder cards in the advanced game, and each gem has a number, and you have to get the gems in alphabetical order. You also notice there's some ghosts that are floating around. Pretty cute little ghosts. You can actually stick them on the back of a pencil or your finger. Wah! Anyhow, on a player's turn, they are going to roll a die. So this die is a numbered die. And you'll notice that most of the numbers, all the numbers except 6 actually, have a ghost card. So when you roll a number with a ghost, you will draw the top ghost card, and it will show you which room a ghost shows up in. So this time it shows up in room G. So room G is here, and a ghost comes in there. Then the person who rolled the die can go 2 spaces. Now when you're moving, usually you can just move here, but once you go into a room, if I want to go 2 spaces, this could be 1, 2. Because a room is one big space. So moving through rooms can get you around the board faster. If you end your room in a spot where there is a ghost, you can roll a die to try to take that ghost out. If you roll the green ghost, which is on 3 sides of the die, that ghost is removed. If there's someone else in that room, you get to roll 2 dice. That's the maximum you'll roll. And if either one of those is a ghost, you'll take that ghost out. And if you get to a room with a gem, you can stick that gem into your backpack. Fits in there nice and neatly, and then you need to get that gem back outside the house and drop it off. Well, meanwhile, ghosts are going to be accumulating in each room. When you put the 3rd ghost in a room, you don't actually put a 3rd ghost there. You put a haunting marker there. And you got to be careful because there's only 6 haunting markers, and if they're all on the board, then you lose the game. But you can get rid of a haunting marker if 2 people go to a room where there's a ghost. You roll the 2 dice, and if you roll a red one, you get rid of the haunting marker. So sometimes it's actually slightly easier to allow 2 ghosts to become a haunting marker if there's 2 ghost hunters in that area. And that's basically it. You're going to move around and you'll be drawing these cards. Now in this deck of cards, one of the cards, this one here, when you draw this one, you can breathe a sigh of relief. You reshuffle the deck and you don't put a ghost out that turn. But if you play the advanced game, these cards will be in the deck. These mean you draw 2 or 3 more cards and play them. These will lock the blue or green doors on the map. You'll see that a lot of the doors are blue or green. You can't go through those while one of these cards is in play, which can be kind of a pain in the neck. So players are working it together, taking the ghosts out, getting all the gems, getting them out of the house. You do so, you win. If the 6 haunting guys show up, you lose. Or if you're all trapped in a room with a haunting ghost and you have gems in your backpack, this is in the advanced game, you'll also lose. That's how you play. Huzzah! This game is excellent, and I'm very glad. This game is right there with Forbidden Island and Forbidden Desert for that wonderful family cooperative game. This game, yeah, it's rolling and moving, but who cares? You can just deal with that, and it does add a little bit of what's going to happen next in the game. And yes, the 6 not only lets you move super far, but also has no ghosts come up. That's a fantastic thing when it happens. It happens 1/6 at a time. When it does, everyone's like, yeah! Or that very lucky time when you draw the top of the card and it's shuffle the deck, everyone's, woo! But the game is good, and I'll tell you why. Because the concept is simple. Get the gems, get out. But it gets my kids talking about logistics. How are we going to move here? Or not logistics, I guess tactics is a better word. How are we going to move here? Maybe we should go to the back and get that gem first and get out, or should we get some of these out? You go fight ghosts, I'll get the gems. And I like that. I like how that worked together. And fighting the ghost is really simple. You roll a die, you have a 50% chance of getting a ghost. You have someone else in the room, and your chances go up quite a bit to kill ghosts. And so kids are killing ghosts right and left, or poofing ghosts, or whatever is happening to them. And that makes them happy, right? This is a game, and so when I played this with my kids, everyone's cheering and having a great time. And you know what? It's not that easy. There's a good chance you'll lose. We've lost several times. We've won. We have not yet won on the advanced game. That's a much harder game. But the kids feel like we can do it, and so many cool things happen in the game. Essentially, getting rid of haunting rooms and killing ghosts, right? But the kids get enthusiastic about that. These aren't scary ghosts. This is an adventure together. We're going to go in there and get the treasure. There's a treasure, and you can actually put the treasure in the backpack and move out. So great components. The board has kind of a Clue feel to it. It looks like the mansion in Clue. You can, hey, if I go through these rooms in that direction, oh, I can't. That door is locked. Just a lot of fun. And it's the right level of difficulty for families, and parents can play with their kids, and you don't have to feel like you're dumbing down how you play the game. You can play straight up with the kids. In fact, you could play without kids. Adults could play this game. There's probably more deeper, fulfilling cooperative games out there, but this one's nothing to sneeze at. I hear they're making a Ghostbusters retheme of the game, and that's fine, and I'll be excited about it. But this one's nice. It's kids getting into a house with some spooky Casper-like ghosts in it, which are actually, they look like they want to give you a big hug. Probably not true. Highly recommended. I played it with all my kids, from the teenager down to the 5-year-old. They all had a blast, and it was really a fun experience as a family. I think I'm going to put this one on my shelf for a while, because we're ready to play this one again, and I love cooperative games as it is, and ones that work for the family. Just good stuff. Ghost Fightin Treasure Hunters. Dice Tower Judgment. Excellent!
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door.